Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Nama. Greetings to everyone world over. Green morning, green afternoon, green evening. People, my brothers and sisters across the globe in Canada, United States, in Latin America, it's a beautiful morning. It's a scintillating morning, captivating morning, and I'm pretty sure you're enjoying either your jog or your gym, or you're having a cup of cappuccino, your coffee, tea, whatever you enjoy. People, those are in European continent, you all had wonderful lunch. Before you go for your evening tea, we all are together. And people in India, either you have taken early dinner like Akshay Kumar, or you're waiting for the dinner post this particular session. Choice is entirely yours. Southeast Asia in the different time zones, right from Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Brunei, Vietnam, all brothers and sisters across. It's, of course, after dinner. So before you sleep with your turmeric milk, haldi wala doodh peene se pehle, we all are together. In Middle East, of course, it's a beautiful evening. Enjoy your tea, coffee, whatever you're having. And same goes for Central Asia. And then we come to beautiful Bharat, Hamara Pyara Bharat, our own country. And everybody who is joining from Bharat, Namaskar, hearty welcome and pleasure to have all of you today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in our journey, we are today touching 1667th webinar, and we started the journey from 25th of March. This is a special series which we have done during the pandemic and post-pandemic, and that is the way we are taking on. Before that, we had about 4,000 separate, the arena of the webinars on the YouTube. Now, coming on to today, what is the agenda? What are we going to discuss? If you all recollect, recapitulate, rethink, repackage, refurbish, whatever you want to take on, we are discussing nowadays 10th to 27th of September, because that happens to be a World Tourism Day, and the theme is tourism rethinking. So we have come a long way. We will discuss with you what did we do on 10th, 11th, 12th, and move on. And today we have come to 21st. Today we have got travel and tourism journalism, and of course, public relation, positive relationship, and positive vibes, which we have to get from each other. It's a proud privilege. This morning, this afternoon, this evening, we are having two distinguished guests with us, our brothers and sisters. That is Madam Priyanka Saxena Ray, the founder, editor of the BOTT, that's the Business of Travel Trade. And we have got Mr. Sudhir Sokti, the former head communication and public relations, Delhi Tourism, and advisor to ICSI on film tourism, on communication and public relations at present to the Chamber, ICSI, International Chamber for Service Industry. Let's move on so that we share. Today is International Day of Peace. Let's live peacefully. And generally, we have been hearing, learning, in the years which we have spent in a hard way with the education and skills way back in 1988 onward, that is, tourism is the passport to the peace. So today's International Day of Peace. Peace begins with you. That means with us. Today is also World Alzheimer Day, that is September 21st. So people, those are having this problem, difficulty, challenge, we pray to Almighty God, make them all right. They should become all right, and they should also enjoy their onward journey in a beautiful way. So International Chamber for Service Industry extends a very warm welcome. Since 1994, we have been getting the non-resident Indian, the corporate sector, the government interface. From time to time, we have been making a lot of policy papers, roadmaps, strategic documents, and of course, our vision is how 32 million Indian diaspora, those have gone abroad. And if you recollect how they should get connected, Honorable Prime Minister made two appeals. एक, हर भारतीय जो प्रवासी है और बाहर abroad गया है, अपने साथ 5 लोगों को लेकर आए. वो आपके दोस्त हो सकते हैं, नेबर हो सकते हैं, कलीग हो सकते हैं, anybody who you wish to bring to India. And if 32 million multiplied by 5, I'm poor at mathematics, you can do the calculation and see dash, 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 how many people would be there. Secondly, during the pandemic, thick of pandemic, dekho apna desh. So we all should travel to 15 places minimum. And if you ask my heart as a soldier in the green uniform, I would say, why don't you take a trip to the northeast part of India? 8 beautiful states, what we have got, travel over there. Now, we started this program on 10th of September as a special package, which will go Dekho Apna Desh, Atiti Devo Bhava, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and we are covering almost all themes of tourism, all segments of tourism, everything whatsoever is there. So, hearty welcome to Madam Priyanka Saxena Reji, the founder, editor, business of travel trade, and Mr. Sudhir Sopti, the former head communication and public relations, Delhi tourism. So ladies and gentlemen, let me take you back to my young days, 1988, now touching 70. So I was pretty young that time with lots of energy and I wanted to do a lot for the country. And I still recall 4 rooms, 1987 onwards, Kutub Hotel and small setup, IITTM, Indian Institute of Tourism and Travel Management. From there, moving to Barakhamba Road on the top floor, 9th floor of Arunachal building. From there, going to Chanakyapuri, and I requested the army authorities. There was an Army Ex-Service League, you know, the setup, and we requested them, why don't you give us the building on rental? And we set up something over there also. And that is the time when things were passed on to Delhi tourism. And as far as the main campus is concerned, there was a 20-acre land which was dedicated, donated by Jivaji University, Gwalior, on the request of then Honorable Tourism and Civil Aviation Minister, late Madhavraj Scindia ji. What a personality. Our remembrance to him, great soul, great person who wanted to bring Indian, like IAS, he wanted to bring ITS, Indian Tourism Services. I'm also very happy that 88, 89, 2 years we worked very hard and we drafted the whole MBA tourism curriculum for the country. And I'm so very happy that the launch was in 1990. Then I was called one day by the Adjutant General of the Indian Army, and he told me, Gulshan, we have sent you on deputation to the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India. What are you doing for Army? And we are having lots of difficulty. Why don't we have some admissions for our children in the hotel management, catering and all? I requested Adjutant General, who later on became the governor for Manipur, then Chhattisgarh. In between for some time, he was there for Madhya Pradesh also. Lieutenant General K.M. Seth, very dynamic and a versatile soldier in uniform. I told him कि sir मुझे 4 कमरे दे दीजिए आप बेंगलुरु में ASC center में, and I will set up the Hotel Management Institute for you. From there, the journey started. And today there is a full-fledged building in Bangalore where I have learned that more than 2,500 children are studying over there, the hotel management and catering technology. Also, we are very happy that for the first time, resettlement programs for the defense officers on retirement, why not they should be the part of travel and tourism, hospitality, aviation, and services sector. So DGR under Ministry of Defense, we introduced short-term courses at that point of time from IITTM. I'm really very, very happy. Sudhir Sopti ji is aware of way back, both of us, when we go back to the days of Surbhi, Renuka Shane and Siddharth Kak, and that program when we got started from the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India's help on Doordarshan. That time we were gifted with the car. Fiat Sena had just come to India, and 1999, in the month of October, Mr. Pradhan was the DG Tourism, Government of India, Ashok Pradhanji, and we traveled length and breadth of India, organizing All India Tourism Quiz Contest. Wonderful journey. Our chamber focuses for services sector. There are 54 verticals in service industry because there are 3 segments of the GDP: agriculture, manufacturing, and services. So tourism, hospitality, aviation, health, wellness, education, IT, ITS, all these are the sectors, banking, insurance, everything is related to services sector. 2018, I am thankful to Shri Sudhanshu Panditji and Dr. Madam Saxena and the entire team in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. There were 12 sectors of the service industry which were identified and they were focused on, and Niti Aayog gave the permission, and then the Honorable Prime Minister, and these became the buzzword in India for services sector. 3 years we have been moving in the corridors of Ministry of MSME, micro, small and medium enterprise. And we requested them, look, most of the SMEs, they are from the services sector. Whether you talk about tourism, you talk about hospitality, you talk about media entertainment, radio, television, theater, music, films, whatever you want to think about. Why don't you bring the services sector in the canvas of MSME? After 3 years, we are grateful to the Government of India in the thick of the pandemic on 13th of May 2020. Honorable Finance Minister declared that now onward, the services sector will be at par with the manufacturing sector. Ladies and gentlemen, 1994 onward, in India, first we started Punjabi Parvasi Divas, and then 2003, it was Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. I wish to share with our global audience, we are thankful, our deep gratitudes to all my brothers and sisters, non-resident Indian across the globe. We set up India's first finishing school network with the technical know-how and support of our brothers and sisters. And that is for service industry, where basically your personality enhancement, communication skills, collaboration, creativity, innovation, curiosity, critical thinking, design thinking, like an inspirational lab. Why education should not be joyful, happiness, dancing, music, singing, storytelling, Nana Nani ki kahaniyan, Dada Dadi ki kahaniyan, Malgudi days, if you remember, R.K. Lakshman ke cartoon, unki kitni achhi stories. So Global Finishing School, basically we brought in this anti-drug, anti-depression, anti-anxiety, positivity and music therapy all around. And we are grateful to earlier the Ministry of HRD and now Ministry of Education. When the RUSA policy was made for the education, you can see the opening page of AICT. Our 14,000 colleges are the part of All India Council for Technical Education. And if you see the opening page of AICT, the down vertical of education, you will find a finishing school is a part of that. Northeast is next to our heart. We have gone deeply to all the 8 states, 45 million plus people, whether you start from Tripura to Manipur to Assam to Meghalaya to Nagaland to Arunachal to Mizoram to Sikkim. What a beautiful journey and what a beautiful places, and what an art, craft, culture, cuisine, dances, music, and the humility, you know, very humble, very soft-spoken people. This program is going live world over on ICSI India YouTube channel, which you all can enjoy. Now, the post-pandemic, the corona had come in between 25th March 2020, complete lockdown. The finishing school got converted digital way to the inspirational lab for the mental wellness, physical wellness, professional wellness, social wellness. And our efforts are, why not to make education and skills relevant? Whatsoever we have got our day-to-day life living, right from the morning we get up until we go to sleep, whatsoever we perform during the day, why not that should be the part of education ecosystem? Instead of having theoretical curriculum, syllabi, modules and theory of things, no. Why not there should be a learning through nature? Why we have to teach tourism? Tourism should come in a natural way where every child should know the culture part, the art part, the heritage part, the dances, the music, the colorful festivities, the cuisine. Whatever we want to talk about, it should be in a natural way, integral part. We would make a humble request to NCRT to look into that in the new education policy 2020, which Prime Minister has given on 29th of July 2020. So learning through nature, teachers are gardeners, water management, waste to resource management, climate change, carbon neutral, understanding cultural diversity. People will travel, nobody can stop because people are aging world over. India got to fill in those gaps. We got to have the General MacArthur strategy of hopping. We got to move step by step, immersive learning experiences and the new skills. I'm grateful to former Secretary Tourism, Government of India, my immediate boss, that is Shri B.K. Goswami ji, and way back, he gave me so much of patronage and I learned so much under his leadership, I can never ever repay back. And then, of course, S.K. Mishra ji, Ramesh Chandra ji, Vinod Duggal ji, Sanjay Kothari ji, all these people, we have learned so much from them. On December 4th, 2001, Goswami Sahab brought all the educators and scholars of the entire country under one platform. And he said, why not we should all sit together on a common platform and discuss about it, what kind of an education, for whom education, how much tourism education, how practical education. So ladies and gentlemen, there was a birth of Feast way back in 2001, which has been now repackaged as Forum of Educators and Skill Providers for Tourism. So 10th to 27th, we are trying to bring all the stakeholders. Let's have a quick look at the canvas. 10th September, we had Indian tourism post-pandemic. 11th, we had the non-resident Indians repackaging education and skills post-pandemic. And I wish to share with my global sisters and brothers across the globe that every Sunday, 8 p.m., without fail, right from 25th of March 2020, we bring non-resident Indians for deliberations. Thereafter, with Pandurang Tavareji, the president of the Agro Tourism Development Corporation, we had gone to entire Northeast India, agri tourism, farm tourism, rural tourism. Thereafter, we moved on to film tourism, cinematic tourism. Our chamber has done lots of research because our chairman in the chamber for the film, that is media entertainment, film tourism, film-induced tourism, cinematic tourism, Manmohan Singh ji, who has spent 2 decades with late Yash Raj Chopra ji, Dil To Pagal Hai, Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, Lame, Chandni, Mohabbatein, all those beautiful movies which has been made. He used to be the cinematographer that time. He's the one who brought a change in Punjabi cinema. And for the first time, he brought Punjabi cinema at par with Bollywood. So Bollywood, Tollywood, now all together with Hollywood, lot is to be done. 14 सितंबर मातृभाषा एवं पर्यटन हिंदी का दिवस, उस दिन हम लोगों ने पूरा प्रोग्राम अपने टूरिस्ट गाइड्स के लिए किया कि अलग अलग जगहें जब आप दिखाने लेकर जाते हैं, व्हाई नॉट टू टॉक, हम अपनी मातृभाषा में बातचीत करें. And thereafter came Captain Sudesh Kumar and Rakesh Mathurji, ecotourism, sustainable tourism, responsible tourism. Then we moved on to Ranjan Lahiri, with whom we are in touch from right 1988 onwards. He talked about culture and heritage tourism, and he discussed something wonderful when he talked about the culinary and he talked about the cuisine, and he gave the beautiful fragrance, how in the French and the English language, they brought the tea book, basically coffee table book, and that was in Toronto and in New York. Then we had gone to spiritual and pilgrimage tourism, yoga, meditation, naturopathy, wellness. It's very, very important. And then comes next Sunday, again with the NRIs. We had gone to Canada and we had gone to USA. Thereafter, we moved to the MICE industry, your conferences, convention, trade fair, exhibition, and various tourism association and organization, where we had Mr. Jagdeep Bhagatji. He talked about the MICE industry, what their association is doing and what's future. And yesterday, we had Shri Arun Kumar Singh ji, Director, FHRAI, Federation of Hotel and Restaurant Association of India, IHM Greater Noida, which has got reopened after 7 years. And he gave the complete insight, what exactly is happening over there and how are they proceeding, how are they adopting technology, and what are the post-pandemic trends in the hospitality industry. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, you will be meeting the chairman of the SEPC, that is Services Export Promotion Council, Mr. Sunil H. Talati ji, and he will be talking about all services verticals. How are we giving a boost from India to services sector? And of course, 27th September on the World Tourism Day, because the theme is rethinking tourism post-pandemic, our chamber would be launching ebook on tourism, research and compilation, which has been done by the chamber. And finally, I come on to whatever your mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Let's come together for tourism, hospitality, and aviation together. Ladies and gentlemen, world over, join me in extending a very warm welcome to Priya Saxena Reji and Mr. Sudhir Sokti this morning, this afternoon, this evening. They're joining us. Hearty welcome. Pleasure to have both of you with us. Thank you very much for joining us. And Sudhirji, you would be kind enough. In the armed forces, we are taught ladies are to be honored and extra honored. So I would request the lady to first come and take the stage and to deliberate and to discuss. And let's work on towards the journalism, travel journalism, what changes are coming, how journalism is moving, travel and tourism, and of course, we will talk about public relation as well. With these words, ladies and gentlemen, I hand over the stage in a very safe hands to Madam Priyanka Saxena Reji, the founder, editor, POTT.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. And, as you briefed, I've been in this industry for 17 years, writing about travel and tourism from day one. And I believe just like, we were taught in journalism, I'm an IMC graduate, so we were taught in our college that the power of the pen is immense. And what you write in the travel industry, what you write should have the power to evoke. If you're describing a destination, if you're talking about a place, it should be done in such a manner that the person, even though he's not been to a place, that place is automatically added to his bucket list. And that has been the premise, and I've seen over the years how tourism, travel trade has developed, has grown. From a young couple to a retired couple, everyone wants to travel. They want to take a holiday. People have gone up from taking one holiday a year to multiple smaller holidays throughout the year. And, travel liberates us, it educates us, it opens up our mind. We come to know about different cultures, different traditions, what is happening around the world. So it's a great, I think, journalistic writing. And in travel, travel and journalism is a very intriguing combination, because both the things together open up your mind to numerous possibility, to a broad spectrum of culture, tradition out there, which perhaps you wouldn't know if you wouldn't travel. So I've been fortunate to be doing that for last so many years.
I think we have got some technical bandwidth difficulty. Yeah, please go ahead. We are losing your signal, ma'am, in between. Priyanka, ma'am, we can't hear you. Yeah, please go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
We lost the signal in between. We again lost the signal. Sudhirji, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I think Madam bandwidth, it's got to be okay. Till Priyanka ma'am joins us. Once again, let's recapitulate something very interesting she was mentioning, that travel and journalism are inseparable. That's what she told. And that's something fantastic. Now, ma'am, please try.
She's back.
Please try, ma'am.
Yeah, I believe I'm having some connectivity issues, right? Was I audible? What was the last thing that I said was audible?
We talked about travel and journalism. They are inseparable. And
yes, and they make for a beautiful combination, because when you're writing about travel and, you're opening up, first of all, I feel experiential writing is very important. Whenever you write about travel, it is very important to go to that place, to experience the place, experience the culture, and then come back and write about it, because it reflects in your life, in your writing then. And that is very important. So it's a beautiful combination, because writing in itself, is supposed to open doors for open doors of knowledge. And when you're writing about travel, it's like you're combining the best that the world has to offer and putting it out on a platter, enlightening people, telling them what is out there, encouraging them, motivating them, and opening their horizons to much greener pastures or better outlets which are out there.
Okay, great, wonderful. That something is nice intro and a nice inputs which you have given to us, very encouraging. And we also learned that you are very passionate about women entrepreneurship in India. You're very, very passionate about it. Uh, have a little bit of light on that as well, please.
Sir, I'm a woman myself, and I always believe that travel, even if it is a small weekend holiday in a family, you cannot go on a holiday if the lady of the house is not in agreement to going on that holiday. But unfortunately, like many other industries, we see less of women here. However, I think tourism is a very people centric industry, be it hospitality, be it aviation, be it any other vertical of travel. If there are women, more and more women involved, then there is a sense of compassion, there is a sense of security, there's a sense of familiarity that people will have. It's easier for them perhaps to reach out to a woman than maybe it would be for a man. But so I feel, and I'm a very strong believer, that one should always encourage women entrepreneurs, women professionals to come forward and take a part. Ministry of Tourism is promoting homestays as a very new concept, and the entire, how can you give them an experience of a homestay if the lady of the home is not involved? So it's I always feel that women need to come forward, need to take a more a more active stand where tourism is concerned. Their place should be made for them, and it's like I said, it's a people centric industry, and women should play a greater role than it has increased, but they need to play a greater role than what they're doing right now.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Such a pleasure. Okay. Sudhirji, you got to see your audio part. I can't hear you properly, Sudhirji. Sudhirji.
So you need to unmute. Hanji, now we can.
Sudhirji? No, he's having technical glitch. Audio part, please try.
Am I audible now?
Yes, now it's perfectly fine.
Yes.
Please go ahead.
No, in continuation to what Priyanka was just mentioning, I just got curious and would like to ask her, Priyanka, what brought you to writing on tourism? I mean, as a journalist, you could have picked up any other subject. I mean, this is something which comes from within the person.
Right.
And, as a passion for tourism, or there must be something interesting which brought you to write on tourism.
Sir, I've always been an avid traveler. During my growing up years, going on holidays and traveling, exploring new places was always on the bucket list. And but I cannot take complete credit for it. It is my father was a little he didn't wanted me to go into politics, and I personally also didn't have an interest. And I did journalism at a time when there were not many schools who were doing mass communications. There weren't many venues, and so it's also luck had a very big role to play in it. How a job opportunities came my way, which were travel related, and once I started writing about them, especially the B2B vertical, this was completely new to me, writing about the principals who are involved in tourism, not just the destination, but, writing about writing about airlines, writing about hospitality, meeting the GMs, interviewing the chefs. And so this, once I started doing this, it was a great effort, it was a great high. It gave me a great high interacting with people, talking about them, doing their life stories, so luck has a major role to play in it, but then I think just one thing led to another and things happened.
Dr. I remember even in the Ministry of Tourism, they had a kind of, budget allocation that they used to invite journalists from the outside countries. They used to invite the journalists to come to India, travel within the country and write about it. So that is the kind of power, that is the kind of authenticating the product,
right?
Kind of way to reach people, and which actually resulted into bringing more tourists wherever
Absolutely.
they
Absolutely.
power of.
Yeah,
journalism.
something very interesting, Sudhirji. I'll come to you now. See, when you talk about travel journalism or tourism journalism, so they got to take a perspective in a way, what exactly is the ground reality. If it needs an improvement, they will praise also, but they would write small paragraph on that also. Such and such things need. That is called non-biased, kind of a journalism. When I talk about public relation, the role of a PRO or a public relation officer, or for that matter, PR is how to give positive image and positivity of the organization where you are designated as a PRO. So kindly throw some light as the PR head with the Delhi tourism. What exactly would you like to share over there?
Well, my journey all through had been with a government organization, but the vertical was tourism, which really kept us on our toes as far as the projecting the image and making goodwill for the organization and for the city was actually had been very, very challenging. So as a PRO had been in a government setup, a very, kind of,
Difficult task.
and
I,
as a PRO is a basically, doing a PR, you are the face of the organization,
yes.
and you are tasked with a actually a hilarious task where you are designated as to interact with the outside agencies, showcase the image of your organization, and so on. So today, PR, you know, it has taken a lead role in I would say anything and everything you do, PR has to be there. It wasn't really confined to used to be in everything what you do. Even the political parties today need a public relations in their strategy
Yes.
and how to project and how to reach out to the people and the captive audience, I would say.
Wonderful.
So yes, so tourism definitely one. It is important that you are projecting the image of the country and you really act as an ambassador of your country. So it is always been a very, very hilarious and a difficult task. But at the same time, once you do, you get used to it, and
You start
you
enjoying it.
start enjoying it.
You start enjoying it. Great. Great. Great.
Travel and to interact and so on.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for the valuable input. Priyanka ji, I'll come back to you once again.
Ji,
Now
sir.
see,
If I may add just something to what sir
sure,
said.
sure.
When we are in when we are traveling, when we are into travel journalism, so PR companies who are internationally, or now like sir said, every small organization or a big organization, they have a PR firm, they have a PR vertical who will send positive information and good information about that organization. And I think that positive image building is very important in today's day and time. It is very, very important and critical because as travel journalists, we have realized that while we are in India, we tend to crib a lot about what our company lacks. We don't have from infrastructure. It could be anything, and when we travel, we realize that it's not that, India is far better in terms of travel and tourism as compared to a lot of international countries. Their infrastructure, their airport management, the long wait queues, the baggage loss, anything, pockets being, purses being stolen, thefts, robberies. I mean, to think, but somehow. So I think it's very important for PR and for journalism to go hand in hand to build up that correct image of anything. Could be a hotel, could be an organization, could be a country, as big as a country. So I think the two are they're two sides of the same coin.
Same coin. Okay, yeah. Great,
Absolutely.
great.
Rightly
So let's move ahead from here because we have got 1K. That's almost 1,000 people are watching this program from world over. My next hop which comes on to is when we talk about the print journalism And from there, we have come to electronic journalism, social media, and then there are bloggers, and from bloggers to vloggers, and all that, which is coming, the gamut over here. How do you foresee the future, and particularly the career openings and avenues for the younger generation, people those want to come into travel and tourism, or in hospitality, or into aviation journalism? How do you look at that?
So that's an excellent point. And I must say that the essence of true journalism, perhaps this everyone feels, somebody who's a senior journalist would look at my article or look at my writing and would say, it could have been much better than what she's doing. And it's the same. So there is no doubt that we, over the years, a lot of new avenues have come into place. Like you said, you've got social media, you've got, and now everyone has a phone that has a camera, you can record, you can put online. The internet has seeped into our everyday lives. There are videos, but the essence of journalism should always be and will always be content, good content and quality content. That is what will make you success in the longer run. And one should not forget it. You may not, it's easy to be an influencer. It's easy to have, to have maybe paid followers on a social media. But if your content is not up to the mark, if what you're posting, what you're writing, and when I say writing, even if it is a 3-line caption to a video that you are posting, I think it is important to have that correct. It is important to have knowledge. That is what we were taught. Don't, the 5 W's and 1 H of journalism, which they always say, question what is coming your way. Don't just randomly repost things, or don't just randomly make videos and post. It comes, journalism, when you're travel journalism is a field that comes with a lot of responsibility. Again, like I said, it's we need to understand that if a group is traveling to London today, they will make a video of the long queues at the immigration at the Delhi airport, and they're going to post it, and they'll have people, writing, resharing, following. I'm sure once these same set of people land at the Heathrow airport or at a Dubai airport or at any XYZ airport, the wait process is, say, perhaps even longer, because the world is going through a tough time right now. There is lack of manpower. There are issues everywhere. So be fair in what you're reporting. When you are talking about travel journalism, it's an image that you're building in the minds of people. You should be very careful with what you're, what you're writing, what you're projecting. And secondly, yes, the gamut of offerings have increased. The platforms have increased immensely. From what print journalism was to newspapers, it went to magazines. Magazines went to, now even flyers and brochures and a lot of other things. And now it's all digital. Yet every segment of journalism, especially, all segments of journalism coexist. It is a discussion. When I entered journalism about 17 years back, they told me, madam, magazine to aajkal koi nahi padta. Nobody reads magazine. 17 years later, I still have a print magazine. I still have people who send me their address so that they can read a copy. Yes, it has come down. It has reduced. People are more on their phones. They want to, they want to scroll. They want to digitally see those things. But to say that an A will replace a B, that's not true. They will coexist. The pie will be divided further. They will all coexist. But like I said, one should always, if anybody who's entering this industry, travel industry from a journalistic point of view, they should always remember that, sounding like a Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. That if you're writing about travel, you're building an image, you're building, you're representing something. So be very careful and be very sure of what you write. Wonderful. That should be the basis.
Excellent inputs. And like a good student, I have taken all the notes. A sense of journalism is the content, and be fair what you're writing or projecting, right. The flyers, the brochures, although they are going digital, but at the same time, The print would always remain and the share of the pie would be further segmented.
Right.
Great, that's lovely. Sudhirji, Priyanka ma'am is also here from the media. You're also here from the industry. Few things, they're very mind-boggling. Why don't we work on that? You can see right on the wall that it is over there. Okay, let's take few examples. Bollywood has suffered quite a bit during pandemic. So is tourism, so is hospitality, so is aviation. All the Bollywood people, they're throbbing, they're planning to get the packages abroad, to get some discounts and privileges and perks and hotels and restaurants and transportation and whatever they can get and they can save a pie, they would go and shoot those locations. I still recall, if you remember the Ring of Lords, and that is how it had put New Zealand on the world map as far as tourism is concerned. Think about Krish, 2006. Can you believe there was a 13% tourist traffic increase from India to Singapore with just one movie? And it was Singapore Tourism Promotion Board. Go one step ahead. Spain, they had done a movie, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. And now there's a sequel they are sponsoring. And 3 ladies would be going now, Priyanka Chopra, Katrina Kaif, and Alia Bhatt. And Gile Zara. I think that is something like that, a movie. Excuse me. So if Spanish people sitting over there are thinking, why not to bring Bollywood over here and see the power of that camera and that lens? Why can't in India we give those privilege to these producers, directors, filmmakers, story writers? Are bahar kyun jaane de rahe hain? Why can't we hold them over here? And all the treasures, we keep saying India has got mountains, it has got beaches, it has got waterfall, it has got this, everything we have got over here, we've got all seasons. So is market ko kyun nahi capture karte through the film tourism lens, through the cinematic tourism lens? That is one part. फिर second part पे आते हैं, पहले इसको दोनों हम discuss करें. Let's talk about it. Sudhir ji, you start and then we go to Priyanka ma'am. The film tourism, film-induced tourism, cinematic tourism. मुझे आज भी याद है लाल बहादुर शास्त्री जी का एक नारा, जय. And do you know what happened? शहीद मूवी बनी थी उस समय 1965 में, और पाकिस्तान के साथ हमारी लड़ाई खत्म हुई थी. I come from the uniform, so I remember each and everything. और लाल बहादुर शास्त्री जी ने कहा था, मैं 15 मिनट दूंगा इसके प्रीमियर के लिए, शहीद के लिए, और 15 मिनट के बाद मैं चला जाऊंगा क्योंकि मेरी कुछ अपॉइंटमेंट्स हैं. And when the movie started, Shaheed, and he got glued over there, और उसके बाद, can you believe that Manoj Kumar ji walked right up to the projectors on the top कि interval मत करना, movie को continuously चलाना. There was no interval that day. And Lal Bahadur Shastri ji sat through the entire movie. That is, I'm talking about 1965. And thereafter, Lal Bahadur Shastri ji ने जाते जाते कहा, मनोज तुमने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है, बहुत अच्छी फिल्म बनाई है. देखो मैंने एक नारा लिया है, जय जवान जय किसान. तुम कोई ऐसी फिल्म बनाओ ना जिससे कि मेरा ये नारा चले. And can you believe, next to Delhi, Sonipat, Narela, that was the place. And there was a movie which was released on 11th of August 1967. आज भी उसके गाने कानों में गूंजते हैं. That is मेरे देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती. Upkar movie which was made at that point of time. Can you believe it, the power of the cinema? Why tourism cannot be promoted through the lens of the film tourism? Sudhir ji, and thereafter Priyanka ma'am.
Very rightly you said, cinema has really got a power which nothing can beat. I remember I heard ambassador of Switzerland saying that there was a time when we used to look out for people coming for the visa. And after the Yash Raj ji shot the film there, the number of people increased, multiple increase in the number of people seeking visa to go to the Switzerland. So, within a very short span of time, the equation changed. The time came when they had to actually say no to people going to Switzerland. So as far as India is concerned, this was not a very organized, industry. The producer looks what? Basically, it is the location which is important and the facilities available for the filmmaker. That is what are more important.
And some subsidies to be given by the state government or by the Ministry of Tourism or by Ministry of Information Broadcasting.
As other countries have been offering. So that is why, because the Indian producers have been traveling, it was costing them less than shooting them within our own country.
यश चोपड़ा जी के नाम पे तो रेलवे स्टेशन बन गया है स्विट्जरलैंड में, वाटरफॉल बन गया है, और उनका जो मैडम टुसैड्स म्यूजियम की तरह लंदन का अगर आप उनका स्टैचू देखें वहां पर तो यू विल बी सरप्राइज्ड. और देखिए गैंगस्टर साउथ कोरिया में शूट हुआ. कैन यू इमेजिन? Malaysia is giving perk, Thailand is giving perk, all the countries are inviting. मैं कुछ countries के नाम नहीं लेना चाहता अभी. They are also inviting and they are telling हमारी country में आई है. तो why can't we think यार अपने घर में बैठ के हम क्यों नहीं सोच रहे हैं इस चीज को?
Absolutely. So of late, the Indian government also got conscious about the fact that this is a gold mine, and this is the best way to promote our own destinations. You spend a lot of money in bringing out to the literature, giving advertisements, making short documentaries, and so on. But cinema was the one answer to all this, involved.
So you are the strong supporter of that the film tourism, cinematic tourism, film-induced tourism should be clubbed with the industry so that we can have greater mileage. And those spots can also be promoted, which Ministry of Tourism is interested to promote.
Absolutely. So now
Great.
Tourism Ministry has also, they have also got conscious about this. And there is a division within the Tourism Ministry also now, promoting cinematic tourism. So Ministry of I&B has also aggressively marketing this this vertical. They have announced in the last Cannes Film Festival, India was the main country to showcase their products, and the Indian government has already announced the amount has multiplied as regard to the incentives to be given the film producers. Now we have lots of movies who are coming to India and to shoot. To my knowledge, last year about 50 foreign films were shot in India also. So that speaks itself the kind of potential our own country has. The states have been motivated, and the ministry is also keeping a watch, giving the facilities, giving all kinds of encouragement to all the states. Locations, shows are being held within the country where we can showcase our own locations and make people aware that, look, these are the facilities we can offer. Come and shoot in our own country, in our states, so which can, with less of expenses, you can actually promote your destination like anything else.
Great. Thank you. Shailendra Gurwal ji, you are writing to us all the way from Khajuraho and Chhatarpur, and you are asking for the single window system need to be more flexible with the ease of film tourism. I wish to share with you, Shailendra ji, way back in 2006, our chamber had organized in the JW Marriott rooftop a dinner for all producer directors in Mumbai, and Chandigarh is the first city in India which launched in 2006 single window system that had come up over here, because it all depends on the political will and the bureaucratic will and technical inputs, and that thing can come. Now let me come back to Priyanka ma'am with another part of tourism.
So before you do, and because I'm a journalist, you asked a question to
Sure.
sir, so I'll just say, when you talked about Bollywood movies being shot abroad,
Haji.
there were about 4 to 5 names that you mentioned.
There are
I have a list.
Haji.
Yeah, I'm sure there are more. I'm sure there are more.
Karan
But
Johar ki sari film abroad.
Yeah. In a span of 3 to 4 minutes, I was able to jot down about 10 names which in the last 2 or 3 years have been shot. So Ravan was shot in the south, Jab We Met in Punjab, Veer Zara at the Pataudi Palace, Ranjana in Banaras, Dear Zindagi in Goa, Chennai Express was shot around the Dudhsagar Falls, Ye Jawani Hai Diwani in Kashmir, Three Idiots in Ladakh, Jab Tak Hai Jaan again Kashmir. There were parts of Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge that were shot in Punjab. Singham was shot in Goa. Rockstar was shot around Delhi University and Kashmir. And Barfi was shot around Darjeeling and Kolkata. These were just the immediate ones. So while I am absolutely with you that yes, more and more films should be shot in India, and they are done. But many a times it is not just about it's not just about the single window clearance. Sometimes it's the demand of the script, the budgets are such, the films have to be taken out and done the shooting. But I think eventually in the last decade or so, a lot of our movies are being shot in India, and we have seen a very interesting and very new, like I said, nobody knew that the Abhishek Bachchan and Aishwarya Rai starrer film Ravan was shot on that on the falls, which are the Tiruchirappalli Falls, I think, if I'm not wrong.
Yes,
they were just amazing. They were just mind blowing. One wouldn't have thought of. So I think we are seeing a change in trend. There are more people. There are more movies now being shot. In fact, there are a lot of web series now which are being shot in hotels and palaces. Like you would see the that Bobby Deol series, which is their ashram that has been shot at the Shiv Vilas Palace in Jaipur. So a lot of that awareness is coming now. People are realizing.
Priyanka, my basic concern was क्योंकि ट्रैवल एंड टूरिज्म में हमको फॉरेन एक्सचेंज चाहिए, कंट्री में फॉरेन एक्सचेंज चाहिए. जब ये लोग बाहर जाते हैं
so there
is a revenue loss, there is a leakage of foreign exchange.
Absolutely.
And at the same time, ma'am, when 150 people travel together, move together, अब 2000 में से मैक्सिमम फिल्मों का अगर हम लेकर चलेंगे पूरा अगर स्टैटिस्टिक्स हमने, so can you imagine how much entrepreneurship, how many startup, how much employment, how much temporary employment, how much infrastructure development एक फिल्म को बनाने के अंदर, how many people get the job over there?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm just looking at. Transportation, meals, stay, boarding, lodging, and travel writers like you should also be the part of the whole.
Absolutely. And we all advocate for us, like the gentleman just asked, that a single window clearance, there should be lesser paperwork, there should be more accommodating. And I think going forward, Sudhir sir will agree that the government has become more proactive. They are now taking initiatives. So fingers crossed, we should see more movies and more series being shot in India.
Wonderful, wonderful.
They talk about their own film tourism policies now.
Right. Many states are launching the film tourism policies now as well.
But this is a subject which can fetch a lot of foreign exchange. We can save a lot of foreign exchange.
Absolutely.
We can generate employment और बच्चे enjoy करेंगे.
बिल्कुल.
I would say children talent हमारा देखिए, जब तक क्या नाम है उनका जितेंद्र की बिटिया जो है कपूर अपना
एकता कपूर
जब तक उसने टीवी सीरियल शुरू नहीं किए थे, कितने सारे बच्चे डिप्राइव्ड थे, and after her serial started, how many younger generation got the employment over there? Let me come to the second part over here, ma'am. There's one more area. 21st June is wonderful that Modi ji has done a commendable work for the India कि हमने उसको योग डे हमने बना दिया, इंटरनेशनली एक्सेप्टेबल हो गया, यूनाइटेड नेशन में हो गया सब कुछ. एक न्यू एजुकेशन पॉलिसी 2020 भी आ गया भारत में. Why I'm giving you all these bits and pieces so that you as a journalist can put them together and understand. The new education policy 2020 now is that it has to be more realistic, it has to be more practical, it has to be ground-oriented, accountable, or skill-based, or vocational, or competency-based. अब उसके अंदर अगर योगा है, we have carried out a survey in about 130 countries abroad. हम वो जब बातचीत करते हैं तो वो ये लोग कहते हैं, we will not come to India for your graduation or masters or management and other. Can you give us spiritual tourism?
Yeah, that
Can
is
you
true.
give us nirvana?
Wellness,
Can you give us
wellness, Ayurveda.
mental wellness? Can you give us meditation? How can I remain young? How can I remain active? How can I remain vibrant? How can I enjoy my rest of the life? Because population is aging. They have money, but they need that packaging. So
Absolutely.
spiritual tourism, and particularly, let's not call it a religious tourism or pilgrimage tourism.
We call it wellness tourism. We call it
or
wellness tourism.
spiritual and wellness
Spiritual tourism, yeah.
spiritual tourism, you know, spirituality, you're getting connected with the God, जहां से आए हो, जहां जाना है, वो सब चीज के साथ जोड़कर कुछ पैकेजिंग इस तरीके का किया जाए. I was just thinking, let's take one example. I was talking earlier, उपकार, किसी को नहीं पता कि नरेला का दिल्ली के पास में कैसे इसका हुआ. Pranji changed his image for the first time in the film industry from a villain to a character role. That was the first movie, Upkar, and thereafter Janjeer और ये और सब चीजों का रोल चेंज होता गया उनका. Let's talk about it. कुरुक्षेत्र, थोड़ा सा हम सोनीपत, पानीपत, नरेला से आपको आगे लेके आते हैं. दिल्ली से आपने मुरथल में पराठा वराठा भी खा लिया, गुलशन ढाबा पर सब कुछ, आप थोड़ा आगे चलते हैं. And we bring you to कुरुक्षेत्र. Can you imagine that Steve Jobs, when he came to India in 1974, वो कौन सी किताब अपने बैग में लेके चलता था? Try and find out. एक किताब हर एक को गिफ्ट करता था, एक किताब हर एक को देता था. और आज भी अगर हमारी बिन कैंसले की गांधी मूवी पॉपुलर हो सकती है, why can't we think about something amazing to the whole world, जो गीता का उपदेश है, श्रीमद् भगवत गीता है, जो कुरुक्षेत्र है, और जो वहां का साउंड एंड लाइट शो है, जो वहां का ऑरा है. I personally feel that if the movie is being made on that, wonders can be done. And it has got a trio. It has got film tourism, it has got spiritual tourism, it has got wellness tourism, और वहां पर गीता जयंती होती है हर साल दिसंबर के अंदर. I'm just thinking, India is amazing. Northeast is amazing. Travel to all those 8 states. जितनी भी हर्बल प्लांटेशन है आयुर्वेदा की, उसके मैक्सिमम प्लांट्स आपके नॉर्थ ईस्ट के अंदर हैं. When you talk about greenery, when you talk about plantation, when you talk about medicinal plants, when you talk about floriculture, when you talk about sericulture, anything you talk about, tea gardens, उनकी जो खुशबू और वो सब चीज है, टी टोस्टिंग एंड ऑल दैट, वो भी एक टूरिज्म है अपने आप में. उन सब चीजों को लेकर I personally feel something should be done in a way. अभी मैं recently एक यूनिवर्सिटी को विजिट करने गया, and I was there to give a motivational talk over there on 5th September on Teachers Day. You know what a beautiful architecture they have made. जो यूनिवर्सिटी के लॉन्स हैं, उसको अगर आप ऊपर से देखें तो it is mother's womb. They say the child has to be given education where he should or she should understand right from the mother's womb what kind of a universe we have to build so that we all live peacefully. आप spiritual tourism को भी, wellness tourism को भी थोड़ा सा इसके ऊपर भी कुछ सोचिए while talking about your women empowerment, क्योंकि आप ही रूल करते हैं. घर के अंदर जो गृहिणी है वो ही सब कुछ संभालती है. वो माँ भी है, वो बेटी भी है, वो ग्रैंड डॉटर भी है, वो डॉटर इन लॉ भी है, वो वाइफ भी है, टीचर भी है. तो yes, I personally feel
brilliant pointer. Yes, and absolutely well taken. That there is immense potential. I always say this, there is immense potential in India, and we are just at the tip of the iceberg, Abhi. There is so much that we as Indians have not explored in our country.
Wonderful.
Inbound to secondary, we as Indians have not explored. So koshish jari hai. I think we're all working towards it.
Right, once somebody said that.
सुधीर जी, आपको और मैडम को हम वापस लाते हैं. उससे पहले मैडम के ऑनर में, बिकॉज शी हैज कम, कहते हैं जो दिखता है वही बिकता है. 1994 के अंदर फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम our chamber thought, why not there should be India tourism song? Why not we should think on those lines? We launched in 1994. अब इसकी पैकेजिंग दोबारा रीपैकेजिंग होनी चाहिए. म्यूजिक ब्रिंग्स लाइफ, डांस ब्रिंग्स लाइफ. यूथ आज का कुछ भी डल नहीं चाहता, ड्राइनेस नहीं चाहता. In the honor of Priyanka ma'am and Sudhir Sopti ji, I'll just play one stai, one antara, not full song, and you see this is the creation of our chamber in 1994.
भारत के द्वार हैं खुले स्वागत में आपके, भारत के द्वार हैं खुले स्वागत में आपके, पग पग पे फूल हैं खिले स्वागत में आपके, पग पग पे फूल हैं खिले स्वागत में आपके, भारत के द्वार हैं खुले स्वागत में आपके। मेहमान नवाजी के लिए सारे जहान में मशहूर है ये सरजमी दीनो ईमान में, आकर तो देखिए मेरे हिंदुस्तान में, यहाँ दिल बिछाए जाते हैं मेहमां की शान में, आओ के दीप है जले स्वागत में आपके, भारत के द्वार हैं खुले स्वागत में आपके।
आपने देखा, इसको मैं बंद करता हूं अभी, because I didn't want to play full song. I just thought let it be to this place because full song will take a lot of time, and let me just save that. So this is what we did in 1994. Then thereafter, then we produced Chandigarh tourism song. We'll play tomorrow. Then we have done Punjab tourism song because we were taking care of the entire North India at that point of time. And now we are working on the Northeast India song. We are working in that particular direction, all the 8 states, because see, music, dance, happiness, humor, culture, art, craft, all that has to be packaged together. Final word coming from Priyanka ma'am and then Sudhir Sopti ji before the closing remarks. How do you try, how would you like to encourage the younger generation to take tourism and travel journalism and public relation, mass communication, everything as their career?
Priyanka ji.
Yeah, sir, I would just like to say one thing, that it has become very easy today to write about travel thanks to Google. There are pictures, there are information you want to write about one place. There are more than 5,000 websites that has information about it. But true journalistic travel journalism writing will only come after you have experienced a place. You write it from your heart. You write it in such a way that the person who's reading your article feels, yaar, yahan to jana banta hai. You know, we should go there. Or if you're writing about, like I do a lot of interviews, you are doing newsy story, even that should be written in such a way, in a conversational manner, that the person whom you are interviewing feels good, that okay, I'm sitting across a knowledgeable person, and B, who's reading it is also gaining something out of it. So take no shortcuts. It's become very easy. There were times when I started my career when from pictures to write up, everything was a struggle. But that is not the case now. It is very easy to become an influencer, to become a writer, to write about travel. But let us not take the shortcut and let us work a little towards making it more experiential.
Wonderful, wonderful, valuable inputs. Sudhir Sopti ji, public relation, positive relationship, something coming from your side. Tell me something about that.
No, I think Priyanka has very rightly, backed up, and what she has explained is right. What you do, what you write, do a kind of proper research on the subject, and the information should be factual, to the point, and reader friendly. You should write in a way so that the person reading it feel that as if he's actually at the spot, and that makes it interesting, that makes it more informative, that makes it more impactful, that makes it more meaning. Travel,
One,
wherever you travel, I mean, आजकल तो ब्लॉग्स लिखने की भी बहुत ट्रेंड है, and there is no shortage of space, as as compared to the newspaper or other publications. वहाँ space crunch होता है, but on the digital media there's no space crunch. As much as you want to write, as much as you want to use the pictures and other material, that can be used. I feel that one life is not enough to really experience India.
wow,
You
wow.
need to actually, you need to express this very rightly and do it from the heart, and I'm sure you'll be able to convey what you want to convey.
Right.
Great. Well said. Well said. Thank you, Sudhir ji. Thank you very much. Thank you, Priyanka ma'am.
Thank
It
you,
was
sir.
such a
Thank you for
wonderful
having
to have
us.
both of you with us. And world over, my deep gratitudes and thanks to all the brothers and sisters. Enjoy your day, enjoy your afternoon, enjoy your evening, wherever you are, whatever time zone you are in, because it's a green morning and it's a green afternoon and it's a green evening. And tomorrow we are going to talk about services exports with the Services Export Promotion Council under the aegis of Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India.